right, so let's get going here. Um, I know this photo is kind of bleak, but I mean, I think that this is what uh, we are experiencing right now. I mean, I don't think that this is how we had hoped to start out the new decade, right? I mean, I think we were all excited, things were going great, and then kablooey, right? This is our new normal. This has been, the switch has been flipped on small business, and more news stories are coming out as far as businesses that are being forced to close their doors right now so that we can provide the social distancing. And it gives us an opportunity right now to shift our business model in order to keep things going. So today, what I wanted to talk through is some different ways that you can do that for your studio. If you're on Chatter, please continue to stay on Chatter. There is so much great information that is on there right now. And what I think is happening though sometimes is there is so much information that we don't see everything. So what I wanted to do is I tried to kind of like scour and kind of see who's doing some different things and kind of condense it and put it all in one place to give you the highlights so that you guys can kind of see what is going on, what's working for people in the industry, and you can go ahead and get started with that. So we'll go over this is what we're going to go over today. So we're going to go over to-go kits. We're going to go over listing and selling online, how you can do that, how you can price and collect payment, super important. Then we're going to talk through some marketing and some additional services you can offer to customers, different ways that you can serve them during this time that sets you apart from somebody else. And then we'll do some additional Q&A at the end. Okay, good? Everybody good? Taking a sip of coffee there? Okay, so Pottery To Go Kits. If you are not doing this already in your studio, I highly recommend that you start. That is the first thing. I also encourage you to keep it simple. So I'm going to show you a couple of ways that you can do this simply. You can do this, then grow into a more advanced option for your studio. Offer glazed and acrylic options. And more than anything else, please do what makes sense for your studio. So if you're not already working with these mediums, maybe think about not kind of taking that on right now. Use what you've got in your studio, use what you know, and start with that. And use this as a baseline for how you can kind of grow into something. So what to include, what I wanted to kind of go through here is with the different options with a glazed bundle and then also with an acrylic bundle. And we can kind of talk through these and maybe pause and see if people have some questions after this. So what you want to include within a glazed to-go kit is obviously the pottery piece. You can also decide if you want this to be a single item or if you'd like to bundle this. So for example, it is a single figurine for X amount with paints, or it is a set of 2 mugs or a set for 4. So you can think about that when you are putting your to-go kits together. Pre-poured paint cups. The condiment to-go containers right now, I think, are the biggest hit that everyone is using. You can also use little paint pots. I know BI sells those, so those are great that you can also use. But the condiment cups right now, if you can find them on Amazon, if you can find them from a local restaurant supply store, or if that is not open, you may reach out to your local restaurants to see what supplies they have right now. And if they're not doing a to-go option, they might be more than willing to work with you and supply you with some of those little paint cups. Brushes. This is something too, you can decide whether or not you want to sell a brush pack If you want to sell the brush packs, if you want to use brushes that you have in your studio and ask customers to bring those back. Or a third option is for you to let customers use what they have at home. A lot of times people have something, so give them that option or just decide what's easiest for you to manage in this. Other things you can include in a to-go kit are some easy tools. So if you've got a ton of stickers, I know BI has the great little sticker strips with the hearts and the stars and such, or tape. If you wanted to throw in, a thing of tape, if you wanted to throw in some of the stickers, you could even cut them down so that it's not a full sheet, or you throw in a sheet there. I saw Megan, and I think Carrie was doing the same thing, like adding like toothpicks in there. If you've got customers that are used to a sgraffito option, if that's something you do in your studio a lot, there's simple things that you can kind of throw in there in addition to that. And then a tip sheet. If this is something that you want to include to, again, kind of walk through to tell customers the basics of painting. If they have never painted with you, the 3 coats, this will be glazed, the specifics of what they need to do. And this is something I know I have seen out on Chatter, excuse me, that several people have put together some great sheets. I know, Rachel, I saw that you from Mudroom, you had a great tip sheet. And I think Megan has one that's great, Grace. So for those of you that do have those tip sheets and you're willing to share those with the information, I'll start a post, or if somebody during this presentation wants to go ahead and chatter and share your tip sheets, let's just start a new one and people can kind of respond to that thread, because I think there's so much great stuff that's out there that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. So let's help each other out with that language. But my advice to you would be to keep this as simple as possible. These are customers probably that have painted with you, that have painted with your studio. They probably know the basic drill. So let's not overdo it with stressing ourselves out with too much information. Let's kind of start with simple. One other thing to note here when you're trying to decide what you want to include in your to-go kits, think about right now that you may have a ton of seasonal options and seasonal stock. So Easter coming up. So if you've got tons of bunnies, eggs, all of that, make that an easy to-go kit, and then kind of work into other things that you have later on. On the paint pour option, I talked to a few people with studios out there that what they are recommending is that I'll put these all back up on here, is to not do super large pieces right now. So maybe offer smaller figurines or mugs so that you know how much, kind of a simple pour in there, so that you are not giving them an item and not giving them enough paint. Think about that when you're kind of putting your paint pots together. So done the glazed options. What I wanted to also do is with acrylic paints. So if you put some acrylic bundles together, same thing, you're going to need the pottery piece. You want to think about items that work well with acrylic paints. So figurines, great option. Doesn't need to be fired. Nobody cares that needs to be glazed in the long run. Tiles, and those can be plain tiles, those can be coloring book tiles, and you may want to offer like a vase option. And I've got some that I'm pulling out of the kiln today. What I did is I glazed the inside of a piece. So the llama that Mako has that BI sells, or some small little vases, so that the inside is glazed, but the outside could be painted with acrylics and work super great right now, especially for kind of these spring holidays that are coming up. That could be an option for you. Paint, obviously you're going to need that as well. If you carry acrylic paints in your studio, then you can again use the paint cups or the paint pods, and you can include, piece out your own paints. I buy some paint strips off of Amazon, and so that's what I'm utilizing. I cut the paint strip in half and kind of put it in a little to-go pack So that just works easy for me so that I'm not trying to have to put a ton of paint in paint cups. But I did just order some paint pots, so I might kind of be moving that direction if I can't find something at stores. Brushes, I just found some simple, and I think everyone has put some great links out there for some simple brushes that are out on Amazon right now that are super, super cheap. I haven't seen, but someone can correct me if Royals kind of chimed in here with any kind of like brush deals that we can utilize right now. Another great thing to offer with acrylics is glitter. Duncan makes a great little glitter gloss glaze that I've just been kind of piecing out a little, it's a translucent, glitter, but then I will just put it a tiny bit in a little paint pot, and then you can also offer a brush gloss glaze. So again, that is available on BI. You can also, Jessica Malloy recommended triple thick is a great option that you can also get off of Amazon. So you can put that in a little paint cup and include that. Other things to think about, if you want to include a tip sheet with acrylics, I will say from my end, I will tell you I'm not. I mean, acrylics are pretty kind of basic. So they know they get the acrylics, they use a brush, they paint. So it's not rocket science here. Looking on here, just to kind of see what people are asking as far as colors to provide and how many. Guys, with the color option, I would recommend don't overthink it, if you will. So with the acrylic paints, like I said, I'm using kind of a sheet that is just pre-done. So I think there's 8 colors, and it's like the primary colors with a white, black, and a brown, and you can tell people they know to mix it. So you can mix red and white to make pink. And I don't think you need a tip sheet for that. I think people can use basic common sense to just figure those things out and make additional colors. Kids are smart. Kids are smarter than we think. So I think they will be able to pick this up super easy. And again, I mentioned it, but now they launched last night. BI has done an awesome job of creating a take and make resale website. So they are giving us a ton of options for items that work great, paints, bundles that are already put together. If you guys don't want to have to kind of, if this is overwhelming to you and you don't want to have to go there. So please, head to their site, icons right on that homepage, so you can click on that and then you can see everything that they have. A couple more of the online basics here. When you're kind of thinking through your to-go kits, what you first and foremost want to do is think about a system. You want to think about what makes sense for your studio to manage. Don't offer the world if you can't handle that. And I will say, what we have to be careful of doing right now as well, that we kind of get caught up in the social media world, is we want to look to studios for inspiration, but don't let that overwhelm you. You have to think about, again, what is best for your community, what is best for your studio, and start there, and then you can always expand and do more. So again, basic, how you're starting out. You're thinking about a system that works for your studio. You're taking photos of items that you are listing for sale, or you're going to use suppliers' photos. We don't need to overthink this as well. Let's use what's out there, or take a quick and dirty photo of what's on your shelves. Create a color chart if you are using or offering for them to choose color options. So this is one on the right that I know Kelly had put up on Chatter, that she had pulled just using our suppliers' thumbnails online. I've also seen some great, Potteryland is using Gare's photos, and they put them into their listings. So you want to think through a color chart here. I would recommend, if you're doing a color chart, that you do a limited offering of the colors that you normally have available in the studio. So for example, if you offer 70 colors in the studio, maybe offer, I don't know, 15 to 20 max. Some people are saying they're offering 6. You could do something where you have a primary palette and you have a pastel palette, just to keep it super simple. So, and again, we have like 50 million reds right now, right? Like in the in the industry, offer one red. It is always just going to be a red. They don't care if it's hot tamale or piggy or anything. I can't think of colors right now off the top of my head, but just kind of keep down to those basics to help you out with that. And then lastly, you're going to want to think about pricing. We're going to dig into this in a little bit, but these are just kind of the basics of how you're going to get started. But what you'll want to also remember, as I said at the beginning, you need to do what's best for your studio and what's best for your audience area. So what's working for someone in, a big metropolis may not work for you in your small community, given what's going on and where people are kind of keeping their spending lower at that same time. You also will think about that moms right now are going stir crazy. So if you have an item that's priced well, that is affordable, they are probably going to be more likely to come back and repeat buy several different items from you. So that's just something to think about when you are pricing those out. Okay, pause for a glass of water. All right. So getting in here for just kind of a basic, simple online listing. What I wanted to show you guys is 2 different options. So this was some simple options that you can do just to get started with To Go Kits now. And then we'll go into some more e-commerce examples. But you want to think about maybe just organizing, I said earlier, like creating that system for your studio, organizing pieces with Post-it notes, and then adding those to your shelves. So you can include whatever kind of organization item number works and a price. And then take a photo of your shelf. So like this is an example from Grace. This is an example. Then I know Grace is doing this, and I know that Kate's are doing this. Just quickly kind of taking a photo, giving an item number, giving a price, and then throwing this up on your Facebook so that you can include ordering instructions for your customers. And then customers can either call in, they can either message you, they can text you, and then you will package that pottery and then deliver that curbside. This is just, I love this because I've seen so many people kind of out there that are scared about the e-commerce portion, or they don't have something like that set up on their site. And so they think, I can't do this right now in my studio. You can do this, guys. So there's studios out there that are rocking this. I know Stacy Murphy, if you've seen some of her posts, she's Art on the Rocks. She's in, I'm going to assume, Stacy, if you're on here, someone knows, in a small town or smaller community in Massachusetts. And if you've seen her posts, she's just like throwing stuff up there, just quickly getting some stuff out there, and her community is rallied behind her. And I think she posted something the other day that she had done like 14,000 in sales, which is just absolutely phenomenal. So this doesn't have to be hard, guys. You can just quickly do a system that works for your studio and get that up there. Easy peasy. Yes, Stacy's name of her studio is Art on the Rocks. Another option to show you for just some simple listings. So again, you can do kind of Pottery to Go. You can include some photos of your shelves. You can include a photo of the color chart, a marketing graphic at the beginning. Send this out, post this on your Facebook page, post this on your Instagram page, and then quickly take those orders. Another option here, you can see then Art Garage, and they're here locally in the Austin area. And this is something that I think that Kelly does on a normal basis, but she has her Pottery to Go options available. And then so this link where it says click on the link just goes to a Google form. So she's created a Google form, which is a free option, I believe, out there that you can create. and take orders, because that will come in, and so you can see that information. So I do want to jump in to some of the e-commerce platforms or plugins that people are using out there and what does work well. I know that this may be a foreign concept for a lot of us who may only be thinking about the four walls of our studio. So I think what this, what is happening right now in the world is that this is forcing us to rethink our business. So I want to kind of talk about these e-commerce platforms so that you can think about this long-term for your business and how you can maybe kind of, this is helping to light a fire under your butt to like do something that you've been wanting to do for a long time. So you don't have to be an expert with all of this. Is great. There's so many tutorials and free templates to get you started. Really, the only thing you need to do is be able to link, and that's fairly easy to do. Placeful, though, I believe is just a plugin that will work well with your site. Occasion, Square, and it's squareup.com. Squarespace, two different, so Square and Squarespace actually are two different companies. So just so you know, Square is kind of a quick and dirty one that has launched more recently that links, I believe, with your Square POS. Wix, Shopify, and WooCommerce. So when you are using these e-commerce platforms, you are going to want to think about your photos. Some of this I want you to kind of think about long-term, but you can either decide whether or not you want to keep it simple. I highly recommend the simple right now. Or if you want to kind of get into a more stylized look. But you can see the middle is just a supplier photo. So you can certainly just use that or snap a photo that's on your shelves to just get started. So using those stock supplier photos for sure. Because I want to go through and show you a couple of things, a couple of ones that are out there. So this is an example of an e-commerce right now that's using Occasion. So Clay Corner, they've got one large image up on the site, and then you can see in this additional photo that they've got several different kind of drop downs for customers to be able to choose and add to their cart. This is something super easy you can do. You may even want to, if you have access, like make sure you add a number there so that it's super easy for customers to be able to write an item number down on or give you for an order form. Or if you only have one llama, then you know obviously the llama in the photo is what they are choosing. So Squarespace. Potteryland in the Woodlands is using Squarespace, and this you can keep the item, a large photo of the item, and then you can click through to each of the different options there. So there's kind of two images here on the screen. So you can see the one with lots of different item choices. And then as you kind of continue to go down, she has it listed out, as I mentioned, with the Gare color choices that she has available pour in the paint pots. Telling people how it works, they can add it to their cart, and they can easily check out through the system there. Oops, get back in here. Example using Square. So Square, I think, might be one of the easiest ones right now as well, that you can quickly take some photos of just your shelves right now, and including the pricing information, including they have a separate, you can see on the left, items, they're also then glazed colors. So there's a color chart that she's created that you could add those to your cart, and you can see that those have a $0. I'm pointing to my screen like you guys can see me. I wish it would be super funny. But so those are there so that they know that was already included in the price before. I use Shopify, so this is what has been working for me. Again, I can have that large photo photo and then the separate little photos underneath that they can scroll through. And then it shows them, it links to the different design option. But I can, it's kind of easy up there. It tells me once it's been sold out, it will just do an X through that so that people can't see that. So it is for someone, if you want to do this long-term, I really love Shopify. It's a great and easy and lots of free templates out there. And this is one I said for us to keep note of for future. And I'm probably going to take super big notes from Jen and Walls of Clay for how they have their to-go set up. And this is all she's using WooCommerce. So it's great if you want to go to their site, take a look at this. I will say that I did talk to Jen. She said that this was something that she self-taught in less than a day. So she was able to kind of put this together. So you can think about this for future for your studio. But she's got a great little kind of pottery to go with the steps, and there's information underneath those. It just didn't have room on my slide. And then each one is kind of like in a cute little styled option to show you using their kind of logo so that that's what you're seeing all over. You can purchase that bundle, you can see there. And if you dig into and open the bundles, then it gives you the photo, gives you the color chart, and all of the different instructions there. So I just love how she's got this set up. It's a great thing to aspire to if you're wanting to set up an e-commerce for your studio. Someone said with Square, you can import from your inventory to your store. So you can choose on what you want to import. That is great. That makes it super easy. Collecting payment, because that's something we all want to be doing right now. So if you're using an e-commerce platform, then that is going through your website. It's linked to your bank account. Pretty simple there. PayPal link. You can certainly send customers a PayPal link right now. You can use whatever point of sale software right now as well. So I use QuickBooks, so I could easily send a quick invoice and get people to pay online through that link. Let's not forget Venmo. Everybody has Venmo. I feel like these days have something that's linked. I know you can do several bank accounts now. You can also, I've changed mine so that it's very evident to say Brushstrokes Pottery, so that you can give that out and so that it looks professional. But lastly, guys, old school over the phone works for collecting payment. I don't think customers were going to be afraid for that. I had a session with my therapist yesterday, and I paid her with a credit card over the phone because that's what we had to do right now. So that is still working for people. So don't forget that the simple works for us. Delivery and drop-off options right now. So if customers are ordering, you've got some options. You can offer that they order and that you will have it available for a curbside pickup. You do want to make sure you note the new hours your store is open for that. Make that abundantly clear when you are putting your information together for your to-go kits, and when you are texting them or calling them to let them know that it is available. So just say that it'll be from 12 to 6 today, that this is available. If you want to, then you could also drop this off at people's doors so they can get it together, and you can say, Carrie had a great idea about this, that you're offering for different areas in town. So Mondays and Wednesdays, you are going to be offering, I could say for me, for Northwest Austin. So if you're within this community, we'll be doing some doorstep drop-offs. And then Tuesday, Thursday, we're gonna be helping out the Lakeway community, and so we'll drop off to your area. So you could kind of work with it that way so it's not so overwhelming for you. But it allows people to kind of think about that and love that you're coming to them. You could also think about shipping options. And so while we can still ship some things out, especially with acrylic paints. That is a super easy option to do right now. You also want to think through how that this is getting returned back to your studio and what that drop off back to you looks like. Again, making sure that people note what hours that you're available. And then you also want to think through how that interaction works. So this is something I am going to kind of jump in here so that we can kind of see chat, because what I want to make sure, if anyone has some ideas about this, because I want us to make sure we note that when people are bringing stuff back to your studio, that you are protecting both your customers and your employees. So that is, if you are wearing gloves so that you can collect those items, if your brushes are going in, if you're giving customers brushes to use, that those are going and being sanitized again. I'm going to refer to some of our suppliers for kind of either during this presentation, or if they want to put something out on Chatter, if there's anything we need to be precautionary about as far as bisque and hard surfaces, and if there's any kind of that needs to sit on the shelf for a certain amount of time, or I've seen some posts about this, doing kind of a quick fast fire just to kind of burn off anything in the kiln. I mean, I think it's all going to burn off anyways, but I would just maybe use precautions in your studios right now with some gloves more than anything else, so that we're just keeping ourselves safe during this time. Okay, I see someone talking about that businesses, yep, non-essential businesses sustaining or getting shut down immediately. I have seen that. I do have some ideas that we can also do with that later, so kind of stick with us, because that is definitely something that we may be facing soon. Any other questions right now on what we have gone over so far? Other to-go kit options, of course, the chat pops up after I've gotten that off. So other things that you can offer if you don't want to do pottery: board art right now, canvas art, and that can be pre-sketched, some acrylic paints. So that is something that's super easy that you can ship out. I've got some large mailers, and so I just kind of throw that in there, and I can throw that in the mail, and that works well. Sand art to go, maybe a slime to go kit, if that's something that you already do in your studio. Rock painting right now, that also could be something that could be easily shipped if you have access to rocks, or if you still have like a Home Depot or something that is open. You could do throw some acrylic paints in there and maybe do a little virtual class about some mandala rock painting, so that people are kind of following along with that. That's kind of an easy something. And then I saw Susan Wilkinson post online as well about doing like a clay to go class. So if you are still able to serve customers right now with a to go option and you do clay, that I think is just a genius option. I know that's something that I'm going to kind of try to wrap my head around as well right now. As I mentioned there, think about like virtual classes and workshops that you could also be doing for your customers right now. So if you already had a project planned for a workshop, think about adding that as a to-go kit. So you're going to do this bunny plate project. You already had it on the calendar, or maybe you didn't have it on the calendar, but it's available now for you in designing dishes, or I'm assuming I've seen that around. So I think it was and through one of those resources, so that you're providing the paint, the brushes, and then you'll host a virtual class on your Facebook page to walk them step by step through this. Then they, again, can drop that back off at your studio. You can fire that and keep those same precautions for those drop-offs. Same with the virtual story time for kids. So if this is something that you do in your studio, I encourage you to keep that up if you can. So you can still offer that you're providing the piece and the paints, and then you'll read the story again in a virtual class, follow along, and they can bring that back to the studio. I have heard that if this gets tricky, where you can't sell with the book, I don't know, just heard some things out there, then think about maybe even just still offering a story time just for fun. If that's what you do and that's what your customer, and they know they're sad and they're like, oh my gosh, Miss Robin does story time every Tuesday and that's what we look forward to, then offer a virtual story time for your customers totally free so that they can still come online and they can still connect with you and they can still have that sense of normalcy for their time right now. If you know me, you know I'm big on all things social media. And guys, I'm going to say something, if you've taken any of my classes before at convention, that I'm going against all of my principles right now. This is actually a great photo, so don't warrant my words on this, but don't listen to anything I've said to you in the past. Post. I don't care if it's a styled photo. I don't care if the lighting looks bad. None of that matters right now. None of the specifics of kind of all things curated matters right now. What matters is you're posting. You're posting on your Facebook page, you're posting on your Instagram. If you have a Twitter feed, then you do Twitter. If you've got a Pinterest, you do Pinterest. If you're doing, live videos, you're doing all things social media to make sure your customers know that this is an option, that it's easy and you're helping them out during this time. So create those quick graphics, use what's out there on Chatter, because I know so many people have created some that you could drop your own little logos in there. Do live Facebook videos. It is what has been working, I think, for so many people. I know Stacy does this, and so it was working well for her. I know Julia McNair has been doing live videos all the time, and I think it's been going very well for her community. I've seen so many of you out there that are hosting live videos and showing your customers. Susan, I know, does a lot and had a great one up on Chatter, that you're walking your customers around the studio saying, here's what's available, here's a great thing. Maybe you're doing a little tutorial. Maybe you are doing a little quick, hey, here's frequently asked questions, or I'm giving you a chance to ask us some frequently asked questions about this. But you're making your face available to your customers so they can ask questions there on the go and you can continue to have this conversation. Connect with mom bloggers now, guys. They are the key to the people we need to reach. So if they, send them a quick note on social media, ask if you can post in their Facebook groups. I know in the past, so many times they're very stingy about not selling within their groups, but moms are desperate right now. They're trying to entertain their kiddos. So I think that the rules have been a little bit lax. And so people might be more willing to share with fellow, moms and community members because of this. And that's same too. I know on like Instagram, if I'm sharing a post, or if I'm sharing it to my stories, I'm having so many customers or other small businesses that are resharing that. And that's been great. So another reason to be posting on social media so that it's there for other people to kind of help share with you. I'm going to go through all these and then I'll kind of we'll pause and I'll kind of jump in the chat to see what we've got. Check in with your local radio station and TV stations right now. Some of them may be offering some free spots for small businesses that have some great creative options for people to do right now. So it might be free, might be at a low cost, but again, you're helping them out with content right now, and that's what they are looking for as well. Press releases to local news. I know CCSA has some great templates that are out there, and I know there have been people that have been out that have had great success with this, so that you're sending that out to your news outlets. A horrible screenshot that I grabbed, but I wanted to showcase that this was, Madeline of Glazed Expressions, and they had put this press release out and had great news coverage, who came out to their studio, interviewed them, and then this is going out to their community. I think I saw Stacy say that the mayor had reshared something for her community. And so that's helped kind of continue to get that out in front of people. So utilize what we have out there. Create Facebook events. I thought this was a very creative way to market it to your customers. I know I saw Rachel from Mudroom is doing this. I know Wendy Pettis is doing this, Pottery Patch. So they're, because that's what people are normally seeing if they are one of your loyal followers, that's what's popping up are these events. Well, you can still create an event, and maybe you either make that on a daily basis or that becomes a time period. So from now until April 3rd, it's Pottery to Go, and that's an event. And so that people can, again, interest, you can invite your friends. That's just one way to continue to share and get your information out there. And one other option to think about with marketing is host a giveaway or a bundle giveaway. So this was a great photo. I think Grace put this up the other day, that you can enter to win an art at home to go kit, so that you're posting this on your social media. You're still doing kind of like the follow us, tag a friend, so that they're seeing all of that. They're creating that engagement, and then you're offering them a to go kit for that. You could also partner if you've got some local businesses and you want to support each other during this time. Do one of like a bundle, so maybe it's an art to go, maybe it's something with a local restaurant, or if there's a boutique and it's something for moms. So it's something for kids, something for moms, and you guys work together to share within both of your communities to get more exposure to what you are doing, and then offer that free giveaway. All right, getting past this. Another thing to think about when you are thinking about marketing is post action shots of your customers enjoying their to-go kits at home. So this was one I got from a customer the other day, and I'm going to post today and say, pop in your pajamas or PJs and pottery, and so they're just got some of the figurines, they have the acrylic paints, and the kids are mom said they're just absolutely loving it. I saw it last night and I can't find it. So if you guys, know who I'm talking about, if it was on Chatter or if it was on Peeps, but someone had some great examples, or maybe it was just on their individual page. Maybe it was on Grace's page. I think it was Craft House, where it was customers enjoying some like acrylic painting at home. But I think that's a great opportunity for you to showcase, those people that are enjoying it, so that you're not just like hounding people with kind of stock photos, that you're also kind of bringing the element of like, hey, people are doing this, it's working. So option for you there. Other things to think about for the future. We don't know kind of where we are with all of this. We don't know how long we're going to be in this situation. So there are important holidays and events that are coming up that people may be missing out on. Easter, prom, graduation, Mother's Day. So think about project to go kits that can work with those events. So like we said, if you've got Easter items, kind of put those in little packages together. Prom, I hadn't thought about this, but I mean, this doesn't have to be something that is a for sale item, but maybe create, if you've got a lot of people that follow along, do a virtual prom and have everybody dress up in something and host a Facebook Live and play some music and dance around your studio with, your employees and host a virtual prom. Or with Mother's Day coming up, maybe you do a to-go kit that is for handprints. And so you will provide that so they can go ahead and they can still get the handprints, and then maybe add on a free personalization for that. So during this time to help out, that you'll do personalization, for free, and you can set the parameters on that. If it's just going to be a name and a date, or if it's going to be a full, name, or maybe you offer a discounted price, just to kind of help people through that, but so that they know that they can still do all of these things that they had planned, and you're helping them get there in a different way. I'm going to keep going because I've just got a couple more slides here, and then we'll come back and we'll kind of do some chat. But I think the important thing for all of us to remember is, at the end of the day, 1, people are scared. 2, people are bored. And what they normally do when they're bored is probably come paint pottery, right? So they're looking to us for that creative inspiration now more than ever. So we have a great opportunity here. And I know Hillary posted this on Chatter we have an opportunity right now to continue to encourage our customers to continue to create. And whether that's in our studio or if it's just creating in general, I think that that's the emotional support that we're providing our customers right now. They're going to remember that we're trying to do as much as we can to help them during this time. And so when we come out of all of this, because we are going to come out of all of this, guys, they're going to remember that and come back to you. So with that said, you may want to think about offering some free options out there. I mean, who doesn't love free, right? You don't have to do this every day. This doesn't have to be all the time, but maybe work that into your to-go kits to just offer something else to your community. I saw this, and it was happening right now or happening soon, but it's worth kind of going and seeing if we can figure out who this is. But they're offering like free art classes, and they're posting this up, and they're saying, we're going to go live again, and maybe this is just kind of a simple sketch. Maybe you sketch something out, or you create something and then you include it as a download, or just post it as a photo on your Facebook page that people could print out. And then kids can color along at home or use washable markers, because they probably have those at home. They probably have some finger paints or something. There's tons of supplies, but I liked in her post, she said, you can go to the specific person, you can see it, but here's the details of what it is, and here's the supplies you're going to need to get ready. We're going to go live and we're going to walk you through this. So those are some fun things that if that's in your wheelhouse or in your staff's wheelhouse to do, then I think you can offer that to your customer base kind of here and there to still keep them engaged with you, because that's what we need to think about during this time. Because at the end of the day right now, guys, we're in a very, very unique position. So the changes that we are making right now with our businesses and how we are pivoting those can be practices that we use for the future. So I think that this is actually something that could be super beneficial to you. Don't let this break you. Don't let this get you down. Help this to motivate you to maybe do some things that you haven't done before, or have been maybe dragging your feet on. Let this fuel the fire underneath you to do more. And I think that that is going to help us all out in the long run. And that's just I want everybody to be saying that out loud in their head, like scream it maybe in front of your computer. Pivot! Okay, so wanted to do a little bit of Q&A here to see if anyone has questions. I see this flashing. Okay, going here just so I can see tips on doing pivot. I love it. Love you guys. Okay, tips on doing handprints. What is your question as far as what tips are you looking for on handprints? I guess if you have a certain design, you could take a photo of it, or you could lightly sketch with a pencil of where you want them to place the hands so that they know easy where to put that. Sorry, didn't get the majority of your presentation because you're putting together to-go kits. Well, hello, that's awesome. That's what you should be doing. Anyone have samples of what they said for media to get attention? I think, as I said, Sally, there are some press releases that are out there from CCSA. Yes, this will be online. It's being recorded for us to view later. So you will be able to kind of go back and see everything. Did we get the question answered as far as what chatter is with our Contemporary Ceramics Association? So I highly recommend that you guys, if you're not a member of CCSA right now, I know that you're maybe a little bit concerned with cash flow and with expenses, but do it. Sign up with CCSA right now more than ever, because the information that is being shared on our chat board, which we mentioned, Chatter, which is our Facebook page, is invaluable during this time. So many people are sharing. So if you are not a member, and I'll reach out to Dina and Laura for PYO Peeps, if you guys are not on there, then I highly recommend that you go ahead and you make the investment, because it will be an investment for your business. Yay, good. Oh, I love seeing that everybody is packing kits. And you can go back and you can see the beginning. Yes, it will be viewable later. Any other questions while I'm not seeing the questions being posted? You may not have your chat on. Yep, someone said they sat on the fence about not being on CCSA, but Julia McNair inspired. I mean, Julia McNair inspired me. When I first started, she was my rock, so love her to death. Question about what do you think about having all of the prices listing online? What is your concern about that? I don't see what oh, if you're concerned about competitors, I would throw that out the freaking window right now, guys. Do you, and you just do what is working for you. You can change those prices later if you want to. You can pull all that information down. But right now, I think you need to make it as easy as possible for your customers. Laura, what do you need help with as far as to-go kit ideas? You may want to go back and watch the beginning of the presentation. And okay, yeah, I think some people may not have chat options. Well, I'm trying to read questions too. Hopefully that helps you guys. Yep, people want transparency. Yes, I did mention, so some of the ideas that I had, like if the government does close down your store, then I think that's where you have the option to offer those virtual classes. And that may be something that is not, and you may ask, because I don't know that they would be shutting down the, I don't know, as of now, you can still ship things. So if they're shutting down your studio, that it could be something that you switch to like a canvas painting, so that you're still shipping out a canvas and paints, and then maybe you do a virtual class where you're walking through. And who did that the other day? I saw someone did that. So they were walking through a class with customers. Can you guys see me, or are you still seeing my screen? Let me know in the chat section here. Okay, you can see me. Cool. So I can be as animated as I want. People see both. Cool. Yep. And Nevada, they've shut down non-essentials, but we're able to offer to-go curbside. So you may check on the specifics within read the fine print, guys, on what is allowed, because curbside still may be allowed that you're offering to customers. Are there any good apps to utilize? An app that maybe says your to-go kits. Guys, I wouldn't overthink it with an app. I would just send a text. So you're collecting that information. You're collecting that information from your customer, whether that's an email or that's a phone number. So I would just quickly send them a text just to say that that's ready. I mean, if you have so many orders where you can't keep up with texting, then yeah, maybe you could think about an app. But I would venture to say that maybe just kind of keep it simple. And that's free. So I'm looking for pottery stores I can purchase items, so I can have a variety, but purchase a case. You know, guys, as I mentioned, there will be a section now up on their site for make and make resources. So what could be available, and I guarantee a good option for you. Let's kind of go down here to see how do you offer virtual classes? Just do a Facebook Live. So that's that's a free service that you can offer as a virtual class so that they're logging on. I mean, if you have a YouTube account, you could do a YouTube Live as well, but everyone knows Facebook, they can kind of follow along there. Someone is saying, so for all states that are going 100% closed, other than essential, bringing as much, tell people to look at their state criteria for essential companies. It's different. They can lobby to stay open if a studio meets the criteria. Okay, good information. If you are using Square for your credit card processing and you have your pieces in your checkout, they can be easily converted to a free online store through Square. So let folks know that. That is a great resource. Someone says they use Wix to make their site. Does anyone know to find price for the shop payment option? I have not found it. So if there is anyone that's using Wix and can help Sally out, please help her out. Supporting at-home business is an essential criteria in California. Yep. Someone said they have their first Facebook acrylic canvas tonight. So if we all want to watch, that would be awesome. Please, what is your studio so that I can mention that? If you'll also want to put something up on Peeps or on Chatter so that we can watch for that. Let's see. Okay, it looks like we do have a Wix. Oh, here, if I look at that, guys. So Jessica has Wix, and you can't see the question. The question about Wix. Let me go. What was the question? Oh, here from Sally. How do you find the price for the shop payment option? Thank you. Thank you. I hope you guys got some good information out of this, and I hope that it inspired you to do some things now for your business and for future. Okay, Work of Art Greenlee. Work of Art Greenlee is the one that's doing the live, and it's 6:30 tonight Mountain Time. Should be interesting. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome, Gail. Someone also said you could record a tutorial of yourself painting a project, then sell a kit with the link to your recorded tutorial. Yep, paid once, sell many. Total great option, Sherry. And that can be something that you throw up on your YouTube. That is something, again, I think that this gives us an opportunity, guys, for things that could be long-term for our business. So that's something that we're doing right now to help, but that could be something that you implement that is available to customers all the time. So if you're doing Canvas, that they can, you sell the kit supplies, and then here's the photo or here's the video that's always up. So that can be like a continual revenue stream that you're getting, which I think is really cool. We're offering a live doodle time every day at 9 a.m. here at the Doodle Academy, which is streamed via Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. That is awesome. I will tell, I would love to also share that for my customers so that they can kind of see that and we can kind of help each other out. And I know my sister, I have a 9-year-old niece, and they're looking for things to do, and there's only so much pottery I can send them. So I will share that link. Someone said too, to sell on Etsy. Yep. I haven't had as much luck on Etsy right now, but it's an easy platform for you to kind of get some to-go kits started. So that is a great thing. Sally, Jessica, are you guys seeing each other on chat about the Wix store? Because I don't. Oh, thank you. I love you guys too. NBI. They just thank you for allowing them to help us kind of put this on and to help everyone. Pricing, giving discounts. As I said at the beginning, that's something that you may want to consider for your studio and for your community. Would think that you are offering a service that's not taking up time in your studio right now, or you're doing acrylics so that you're not having to fire that. So you may want to think about pricing that at a lower price point. Excuse me. With that said, as I mentioned before, it's because you probably have moms that are going to do some repeat business. So if you have that at an affordable price point or a bundle, then they might be apt to repeat buy. Sell the kit with a membership to your Facebook group, live paint Facebook group, then people can watch the recording anytime. Yep, love it. If you're doing delivery, don't do to go boxes with the Easter bunny. Oh, sorry. Good gosh, I can't read. If you're doing delivery, Lynn says, do to go boxes with the Easter bunny as a drop off and charge a little extra. Yeah, if you have those in stock, totally do that. Should studios use items that won't need to be returned to the studio, like giving cheap brushes instead? That I think is a call for you personally and what you feel comfortable doing. I think if you have a process in place on how you're going to kind of sanitize and clean everything, then that's great. If you don't want to have to mess with doing all of that, and you want to just offer like a cheap little, brush set for sale, then I would do that. Oh, you're welcome, Savannah. Um, oh, yes, we're not alone, guys. We're totally not alone. I think that's something to remember. And if you want to see this again, another time, just so that we can kind of get on here and maybe answer questions and kind of do something, then let us know, let BI know, because I know I would be happy to do that and do what I can to kind of help us all. Or maybe we just have a dance party or something like that. Just like take our mind off of everything because it's crazy. Kiki, am I charging shipping for my kits? Yeah, girl. I'm giving them the options that are on my site anyway. So if they want to do first class mail, then that's probably the cheapest option. But you could also do, let me show you. I know for like the canvases, hold please, if you guys can see me. The canvases and the tiles. Like I have some of these nailers. They're just like the bubble nailers. Can you guys see these? And so like the tiles that I have, like the coloring book tiles that I have for sale, so those can easily fit in there, as well as like the pre-lined canvases. Then I'm just kind of putting this in here with the paints, and then that's a really kind of lightweight option that I know I use. So that's a great way to get that out. I'm seeing a lot of people that are not afraid to pay for the priority shipping. So they're paying the extra $7 to $8, and they are, because they want that soon. They want that easy. We have a limited amount of paint pot strips and brushes. So far, we are sending out glaze with a refundable $5 tool fee. If they bring it back, then they get that credit on something. Oh, that's a great idea. Let's see. Oh, yes, we are all stronger together, Jules. Yes, totally. Virtual hugs, everybody. Virtual hugs. Where can I get inexpensive acrylic sets? So again, that's something you guys, you can, I'll share the link that I have on Chatter from where I found it, just on like the paint pot strips on Amazon. But you can also order the paint pots. You can get those from BI with the acrylic paints and kind of pour just a little bit of your own. Remember, acrylic paints go a long way, so you don't have to fill up the cup as much. So you can think about that. Oh, thanks, Tina. Good. I hope this has been helpful. Do you have to own Facebook group to do a Facebook Live? No, you should be able to just do Facebook Live and any kind of Facebook from just your regular Facebook page. Hi, Rachel. Hugs, dance party. I don't know if anybody else is singing this. My husband's probably so tired of me, but I keep singing the damn High School Musical. You know, we're all in this together. Like on repeat. That's like really what I'm singing. Maybe we need to do a dance party and learn that dance and sing that. If anyone wants to learn how to do a Facebook Live video and share it on YouTube, it took her time to figure it out. There's also a ton of great resources on chat and CCSA webinars that have been done on that. So guys like scour through to see what might still also be out there. Condiment cups to send, take, and make kits. Just tape them down. Tape the top down. Yep. Oh, good. I hope I helped you. Dance party. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tina. Well, good. I'm glad I could bring that back to your brain right now. Okay, guys, we've still got people on here. I don't have anything else, but does anyone else have questions? I mean, I'll hang out here for another couple minutes. And then this will be available, this monstrosity of like an hour and a half. Oh, are you asking like for me personally if I have my own group that we can follow? Oh, yeah, Brushstrokes. I'm Brushstrokes Pottery. It's Brushstrokes Pottery on Facebook. It's at Brushstrokes Pottery on Instagram. If you are not following me, you can certainly follow along. Brushstrokespottery.com is my website. So you can see how I have that set up. I am if you're new to me, because there's some of you that might be new to me, I'm a big time lover of Instagram. So I'm always posting on Instagram. I'm big on stories. So I'm always jumping in there to kind of engage with customers. So love doing that. Love kind of helping studios out with things. So if this is something you guys are wanting to see again, as far as how we can help each other with some creative marketing, then happy to do that so we can kind of bring that together. One other thing to note while we're here and while we're kind of seeing if there's any other questions, if for some reason you're not allowed to offer some to-go options, or if business kind of does get kind of halted, then I think that this could also be a way that we can use this time for things that we're kind of dragging our feet on. So, inventory, if you haven't done inventory yet, use this time to do inventory. Use this time to paint up projects for the summertime. So get kind of summer camp projects together, paint up those samples that you're doing. And also if you are working on those samples, maybe do a live video of you painting the sample or the project to show people like, hey, this is an idea that we have that's coming up for summer. This is something we have here. Do a Facebook follow along for let your customers help you paint a sample. Say, hey guys, I just got this really cute, like I got the cute camper from Mako and I have no idea how I want to paint it. So I may do something where I have customers help me do kind of a paint by numbers kind of thing, but they follow along with me as I'm painting that. So again, you're creating ways that you're engaging with your customers and inviting them in while still helping your business down the road. Like kind of think ahead and jump ahead for your business. Oh, happy to support, happy to help. Yes. And Gigi says, we'll totally see everyone at CeramaJam someday soon. How long of a video will people watch for sample painting? I think you're going to have people that are going to jump in there quick. You're going to have people that are really, really bored right now. You also have people that don't have to be hiding from their bosses, so they might be willing to watch a live video for a longer point of time right now. So, you may kind of test it out with some things. You do a poll to your customers and just ask them, just like, hey, if we did some little tutorial and videos, what kind of time are you looking for? Do you want to watch a quick 15-minute thing? Do you want to watch a hour-long video? Just give them the option to weigh in so that you can kind of decide. Yes, this will be available for replay so you can see what you missed, because if you're jumping on right now, you're just seeing me talking at the screen and doing High School Musical dances, and it may not be what you signed up for. Maybe it is. All right, guys, I think we're kind of slowed down on some questions. So hopefully this helps. One last thing, if anyone gets stuck trying to upload their video with the steps I posted above, feel free to reach out in email. I think, is it Elena? She can talk us through. She's thedoodleacademy@gmail.com. I need to write that down so that I can find you, Elena. All right, guys. Well, I think I'm going to sign off. Nirvana, I don't know if you have anything else, if we're good to go. I know I will share the PaintPod link. I will go on Chatter right now and do that. Bye, Tina. Okay, guys. Well, that's it. Bye, Allie. All right. You guys have an awesome day. Good luck. And again, sending lots of hugs and love to everybody out there. Bye.